Hi everybody, it's Kelly Gay again, and I'm reading chapter 16, The Old Growth. Leon opened the front door as Borden and Sally pulled up to the house, and Sally got off the bike. "Where have you been?" he shouted. "At the Pizza Palace," Borden said. "What's the matter?" "Where did you find Barty, Borden?" "Up the mountain above Fire Creek." "Take me there." "Now?" "Now. We have to let Barty go." Sally stared at her father. Borden straddled the bar and gaped at him. "Everything all right?" asked Sally meekly. "No," Leon said, holding out the newspaper. "Read this." His thick forefinger tapped the printer insert Cindy had folded away without reading. $200,000 fine for killing or possessing a threatened or endangered species, Leon said. "Wow," said Borden, and looked at Sally. He whispered, "Are barred owls a threatened species?" "No." "Then he knows what Barty is," Borden said under his breath. "Let's go." "You two get in the truck," Leon turned toward the hallway. "I'll be right out with Barty. I want to stop by the post office on our way and mail a letter." The owlet rode out of the house on Leon's broad shoulder, fanning his red tail as if he knew it was special. Sally and Borden looked at their rugged Pop, walking down the steps with the red-tailed owlet. "What a strange pair," Sally whispered, mostly to herself. "Crazy if you think about it," said Borden. Pop saved the life of his worst enemy. If this was a spy movie, they'd call Barty the Insider. He came right into our midst and turned us all around. I'll never be able to look at an owl the same way again. "Well, this story's not over yet," Sally said, and Leon climbed into the driver's seat and pulled out of the driveway. Barty blinked his big eyes and stuck his head out of the window. Leon stopped at the post office, then drove past Mike's gas station to the mountain road. A mile out of town, he turned onto a dirt logging road and drove through miles of clear-cut forest to the ridge. "Park there," Borden said, pointing to a turnaround under our Douglas fir. "Hey, I know this place," said Leon, slowing down and coming to a stop. "I cut around here. Used to be a spotted owl's nest on the side of that steep ravine." "Barty's nest?" Borden said. "You showed it to me." Enrique looked down from his Douglas fir as 3 people got out of the truck cab and walked across the road. He bobbed his head and swirled it from left to right, the better to see with his ears. He heard the flowers of the bleeding heart dance on their stems as the people brushed them, and the warning click of a varied thrush when they walked too close to its nest. The moist forest absorbed all the other sounds. Leon, Barty, Sally, and Borden stopped on the edge of the ravine and looked into the stately forest. Each massive tree was backlit with an umbrella of silver needles. They stood quietly. "Pop," Sally finally said, "when did you know Barty was a spotted owl?" "I'm not sure," he answered. "I guess I knew all along, but didn't want to admit it. I like Barty." Borden walked to the arbutus garden. "Here's where I found him," he said, "but his nest is halfway down the ravine if you think we should put him there." "We'll put him back where you found him," Leon said, and picked up a sturdy branch. He pushed it into the soft soil. "Sit here, Barty," he said. "Your parents will come and get you." "What if they don't?" Sally asked. "Then we'll have to feed him every day until he can hunt." "He can't catch his own food yet," Leon continued thoughtfully, "and I've noticed he won't do anything until he's good and ready, like kids." Leon lifted Barty from his shoulder and showed him the perch. He flew to it, hunched down, and stared up and around at the forest. From his pocket, Leon took 2 mice. He placed them beside Barty on the perch. "Do you think he'll recognize his parents?" Sally asked. "After all, he's imprinted on you. He thinks you're his mom." He'll know them, Leon said. There's something about kin. Even pollywogs know their brothers and sisters. Some guide color-marked several hatches of pollywogs, then mixed them all up and put them in a big tank. The blue family got together with the blues, the reds got together with the reds, and the greens ganged up with the greens. Barty will do just fine. He's a whole lot smarter than a pollywog. Where did you learn about pollywogs? Sally asked in amazement. From your ecology book, he said. Sally and Borden looked at each other. Pop was changing their idea of him with every minute that passed. They silently rearranged their thoughts. Leon filled the soundless gap. Know your enemy, I said to myself. So I read Paul James's lectures you left on the kitchen table and some of the pamphlets he gave you, Sally. He turned away. Come on, let's go home. Sally took one last look at Barty and followed Leon. Borden hung back, stroking Barty's head, and talked to him. Borden picked a piece of dust from his back and examined the new tail. I found him on the ground, Pop, Borden called. Wouldn't he be better there? No, said Leon. He's just fine where he is. When he's this old, he should be up in the bushes, Sally said. In a few months, he will perch higher. Next, he'll fly and learn to hunt. Still, Borden would not turn away. He put his fingers under Barty's beak and lifted his head until the huge black eyes looked into his own. I love you, Owlet, he whispered. Good luck.